The University of Bristol, we think, is a great example that demonstrates Xtravirt's trusted lifecycle partner approach, being able to provide continual value, supporting a complex multi-year digital strategy. The University of Bristol has a digital strategy for boundaryless education. We were engaged with university actually through a fantastic relationship we have with VMware. The university saw us as being able to provide the expertise, the experience and the real tight understanding of their longer term strategy. The university has to be able to provide an environment not only to support students, but to support the academics and to be able to support all the international partnerships that they have. It was really important that we had a solid base that was modular, that allowed them to scale, but in a very standardized way. At the heart of the solution was VMware Cloud Foundation. It comes with all the private cloud capabilities, the networking, the management and the operational capabilities for them to be able to evolve and deliver all those needs along with their digital strategy. We're working very closely with the university to help them evolve and scale really rapidly. The university now is able to provide more agile course delivery through our managed services, allowing their teams to focus on that next critical stage of their digital strategy.
I think one of the most exciting and best implementations of Google Cloud VMware Engine is actually with Carrefour. Carrefour was looking to modernize their infrastructure and move their on-premises VMware workloads to Google Cloud. And by utilizing Google Cloud VMware Engine, they were able to do that in a very short amount of time. So during the pandemic especially, their revenue increased significantly. Carrefour is a global retailer. They are in over 30 countries. They have over 30,000 stores and 300,000 people staff those stores. The value for Google Cloud's implementation helped them to create deeper personalization for their customers and users, both in the e-commerce and in-store channels. So by doing so, they were able to increase their revenue and also decrease their cost. By modernizing their infrastructure and applications, Carrefour was able to realize 50% cost savings in their testing and development centers in just under 3 months. Carrefour was able to cut their energy consumption through the Google Cloud VMware Engine by almost 45%. Since we announced and launched Google Cloud VMware Engine in May 2020, we are having incredible momentum, and this is because the customers are demanding these tools and resources that they are familiar with, and they want to use this throughout their cloud journey and digital transformation.
A lot of the times what we're seeing is organizations are reviewing their infrastructure and understanding what's going to make them most efficient, most agile, but also protected going forward into the future. And that's where we work with VMware. A great example is a company called Bioracer. They make all the custom clothing for the Belgium World Championships and Olympic team. Great company going rapidly in a rising cycling market. They had a requirement to make sure they were protected. They had everything in one data center. They needed that disaster recovery. They needed to be able to scale for the future. Very data intensive files. Their business is that data. And in conjunction with VMware and one of our great value-added resellers, we actually created a solution to enable them to move to dual data centers, replicate that data, access that data from wherever they operate in the world, but with the secure backup to do that. Now, that is their business. That protects them. That gives them that digital resilience. It gave them that platform for growth. Not only did it protect their assets in a time of great difficulty and massively rising costs, it gives them a platform to move to public cloud in the future. It gives them that flexibility, and within that, you get the ability to scale up and scale down.
The first big customer we had in the sovereign cloud was actually not only one, but 14 municipalities in the north of Sweden. They realized, okay, each one of us is so small that we need to join forces to ask help from Tietoevry to build us a digital platform for our citizens. We came together with them and say, okay, you need the cloud, we will build the cloud for you. So that's what we did. And with that, they have been able to significantly improve, for example, their environmental footprint, all the consumption of electricity. Now it's all concentrated in one rack Everything that was like in 10, 20 racks is now in one rack. The next thing, we want to build together municipality platform where they will build digital solutions for the citizens. The ability to deliver to each one of those 250,000 people the same digital services, democratizing the whole thing from this platform, I think is a beautiful story. It's something that we are very proud of, and we definitely want to make the special case like a lighthouse.
A good client example, really the power of Expedient and VMware together, would be a very large university. They had a situation where they had decades of technical debt that was built inside their environment, and they had layer upon layer upon layer from a network perspective. They had divergent types of security, and they were spending 80% of their time just really operating their environment. They had a significant initiative to go to the cloud. They initially, when they said going to the cloud, meant the hyperscale cloud. But when we actually dug into it, they were looking for a cloud operating model, that flexibility and experience. So when we started peeling back and understanding how they operated, where their expertise was, one of the things that was clear was almost their entire environment was VMware based. But they had a physical data center and large platforms that were underutilized because they had different teams that had built things over time, and they didn't have really the efficiency and operation to get the full value out of the environment. When we reevaluated how they could get to the cloud, we gave them a different option. And that was actually the genesis of the cloud different message. We moved them into a VMware-based cloud, our enterprise cloud environment, and the entire migration for nearly 15,000 instances was done in under 9 months. And that also included transforming their network with NSX and moving them out of the day-to-day operation of the data center and also the operations of the infrastructure. One of my favorite quotes from the CIO was in the first contract term, so in the first 3 years, that they saved over $50 million just in infrastructure costs. That doesn't include any people at all.